Welcome back, Bills fans. This Sunday, Orchard Park transforms into the battleground for a matchup that promises fireworks as the Buffalo Bills host the Cincinnati Bengals. It is one of those games that fans circle on the calendar, not just for the rivalry, but for what it represents in the playoff picture. With Joe Burrow returning under center for Cincinnati, this contest suddenly takes on an entirely new dimension. Burrow's presence changes everything about the Bengals' offense. He brings precision, mobility, and leadership, and it is no secret that the team has performed at a higher level when he is in the lineup. The Bengals have struggled with inconsistency throughout the season, yet somehow they remain very much alive in the AFC North, and a win in Buffalo could pivot them into serious contention for a postseason run. This is a team that has experienced December surges before, and the question now is whether history will repeat itself with Burrow at the helm, leading a squad full of potential but also undeniable flaws. They're not a perfect team by any means, yet they have that capability to make defenses pay when their quarterback is firing on all cylinders. On the other side, the Bills have been a team of extremes all season long. At times, they look unstoppable, dominating opponents with both aerial and ground attacks. Other moments have revealed cracks, games where everything seemed off, and the offense failed to click. This makes predicting which version of Buffalo will show up in this game a thrilling challenge. Will it be the high-octane rushing attack that piled up over 240 yards against teams like the Panthers and Steelers? Or the aerial assault that shredded the Ravens and Tampa Bay with precision and balance? Perhaps it is the fully balanced, two-dimensional offense that outsmarted the Chiefs, combining calculated runs with surgical passes to control the game. Or, conversely, could it be the flat, uninspired version that struggled against teams like the Texans, Falcons, and even in the second clash with Miami? This unpredictability makes the matchup even more captivating because Cincinnati's defense, while competent at times, has shown vulnerabilities that an elite offense can exploit. The stakes are monumental, not just for standings, but for momentum as the season heads into its critical December stretch. From a strategic standpoint, the Bengals face a series of challenges that could determine the outcome. Joe Burrow's return forces Buffalo's defense into a new reality, one where lapses in coverage or missed tackles could be costly. The Bills have been historically strong in December under their current coaching, but facing a quarterback of Burrow's caliber, especially one who has previously dismantled Buffalo in head-to-head matchups, is an entirely different challenge. Burrow's mobility and ability to extend plays give him an edge, particularly against a defensive front that has struggled to generate consistent pressure. Injuries have hindered the Bills' pass rush over the last few weeks, with key players unavailable or playing at less than full capacity. Joey Bosa, a cornerstone of the defensive line, has been battling wrist and hamstring issues, and with Oliver and Michael Hoy out, the Bills' ability to disrupt Burrow's timing is severely compromised. Even before the injuries, their sack and pressure numbers had dipped, leaving questions about how effectively they can challenge a Bengals offensive line that has shown growth and stability in recent weeks. Players like Orlando Brown Jr., Ted Karras, Amarius Mims, Dylan Fairchild, and Dalton Reisner have stepped up, creating a solid front that allows Burrow time to find his targets and make plays downfield. If Burrow has that pocket time, it will be an uphill battle for Buffalo's defense, regardless of their preparation or history of big game performance. One of the most intriguing matchups to watch will be between the Bengals' receiving core and Buffalo's secondary. Ja'Marr Chase stands out as arguably the most physical and dynamic wide receiver in the league. He combines speed, strength, and precision route running to create separation against even the best defenders. Christian Benford, who has been playing some of the best football of his career in recent weeks, will likely be tasked with containing Chase. Benford has proven to be tenacious and capable, but Chase is a different caliber of challenge altogether. The ability to limit Chase's impact without a consistent pass rush could define the game for the Bills. On the other side of the field, the potential return of T. Higgins adds another layer to consider. Higgins' presence in the red zone and his ability to stretch defenses vertically has been a key component of the Bengals' offense. And if he's cleared to play, Buffalo will have to account for multiple receiving threats, complicating coverage schemes, and potentially opening up space for the running game or crossing patterns. Limiting these explosive receivers will be a monumental task for the Bills' defensive backs and linebackers alike, and it may require creativity, physicality, and a lot of preparation to slow them down. Meanwhile, the Bills' offensive evolution, particularly in their rushing game, has become a vital weapon. James Cook has emerged as a patient, intelligent, and explosive runner capable of turning minimal gaps into significant yardage. Against Pittsburgh, his patience and vision were remarkable, allowing him to maximize opportunities created by the offensive line and complement the passing game led by Josh Allen. Cook's presence adds a different dynamic because he forces defenses to respect the run, which in turn opens up play-action passing and the ability for Allen to exploit space downfield. Josh Allen himself remains one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the league. His combination of arm strength, mobility, and situational awareness allows him to create explosive plays at any moment. The Bengals' defense must account for him constantly, knowing that any lapse could lead to a scoring drive or a pivotal shift in momentum. Limiting both Cook and Allen will be essential, and with Burrow posing a constant threat on the other side, this game promises to be an offensive showcase with high-stakes implications. In addition to the offensive threats, the nuances of the game, such as rest advantage, scheduling, and adjustments, play into the narrative. The Bengals had a short week due to playing on Thursday, which may affect preparation or recovery, yet the Bills have to navigate the challenge of home field pressure and a team that has a recent history of December comebacks. The broadcast angle is also interesting, with the game airing on Fox and featuring Greg Olsen, adding a new flavor to the viewing experience. These details, while secondary to the on-field action, contribute to the anticipation and build-up surrounding this matchup. They highlight how every element, from preparation to execution to unexpected variables, matters when two elite quarterbacks and their teams face off in such a high-stakes environment. From a defensive scheming perspective, the Bills' ability to pressure Burrow will likely define their chances of victory. Without a consistent pass rush, they must rely on coverage schemes and disciplined tackling to slow down the Bengals' tempo. Historically, blitzing has been one method to disrupt Burrow's rhythm. Yet with Buffalo's pass rush struggling, coverage alone may be insufficient to prevent big plays. Joe Burrow's pocket awareness, combined with the offensive line's proficiency, makes him exceptionally difficult to sack. The responsibility then shifts to Christian Benford, Dane Jackson, and the rest of the secondary to limit explosive plays and force contested catches. If the Bills can hold Chase and Higgins to manageable production, it may create opportunities for turnovers or stops that could swing the momentum. Conversely, if the Bengals receivers get free release repeatedly, Buffalo will face an uphill battle regardless of Josh Allen's heroics or James Cook's dynamic runs. The chess match between these two squads, their playmakers, and the coordinator's adjustments will be pivotal in determining who comes out on top. As we look ahead to the matchup, the narrative is clear. This is a battle of high-powered offenses, strategic defensive adjustments, and elite quarterback play. Buffalo's home field advantage and December pedigree will be tested by a Bengals team that has the potential to make a dramatic late-season push. Fans should expect a fast-paced, dynamic game where every possession matters. Turnovers carry significant weight, and the margins between victory and defeat are razor-thin. Both teams bring talent, history, and motivation to the field, ensuring that the clash will be as much a mental contest as a physical one. With Joe Burrow back under center and Buffalo's offense in peak form, Sunday's showdown promises excitement, big plays, and the kind of football that keeps fans on the edge of their seat from the opening kickoff. The storyline is rich, the stakes are high, and the outcome will likely influence the trajectory of both teams as they approach the final weeks of the regular season. As we dive deeper into the upcoming battle, another compelling angle emerges: the intricate matchup between the Bengals' offensive line and Buffalo's defensive front. The Bills' ability to pressure Joe Burrow is under intense scrutiny. Injuries have hampered key pass rushers, and the last few weeks have highlighted a concerning dip in performance. Even Joey Bosa, a cornerstone of Buffalo's defense, has been battling through both wrist and hamstring issues, leaving questions about his availability and effectiveness. With Oliver and Michael Hoy sidelined, the burden falls on the remaining defensive stars to step up, but the stats tell a challenging story. Over the last 4 games, Buffalo's sack numbers have been disappointing, and their pressure rate is among the lowest in the league. Without a consistent push up front, the Bills' secondary will be tasked with holding up under enormous pressure, forced to cover elite receivers like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins without the luxury of a collapsing pocket. The dynamics of this game are amplified because Burrow, even post-injury, is not a quarterback who relies solely on timing. His mobility, vision, and quick decision-making allow him to evade pressure and create opportunities in moments where lesser quarterbacks would crumble. The Bengals' offensive line has responded well, finding rhythm and chemistry, and Burrow's familiarity with his targets ensures that spacing and timing remain precise, even against aggressive defensive looks. This combination makes him exceptionally hard to contain, placing Buffalo's defenders in a position where execution, discipline, and attention to detail are critical if they hope to limit explosive plays. Christian Benford's matchup against Jamar Chase is one of the most intriguing storylines. Chase is a rare talent, combining strength, physicality, and route-running ability in a way few receivers in the league can match. He thrives in contested situations, wins battles at the line of scrimmage, and can make spectacular catches even when defenders are in tight coverage. Benford has proven to be a top-level corner in recent seasons, showing consistency and skill in limiting elite receivers. However, Chase presents a unique challenge. His ability to read defenses, adjust routes on the fly, and exploit even the smallest coverage missteps means that Benford's task will be monumental. Limiting Chase to manageable production, such as containing him under 100 yards or preventing multiple scores, could be the difference between a Buffalo victory and a Bengals upset. If T. Higgins returns, the challenge multiplies. Higgins' ability to stretch the field vertically, combined with Burrow's accuracy and timing, creates spacing issues for defenders, opening up lanes for runs, crossing patterns, and secondary receiving threats. The Bills must navigate these matchups strategically, balancing aggression with discipline, knowing that a single blown coverage or missed tackle could result in a game-changing play. Meanwhile, Buffalo's offense enters this contest with confidence and momentum. James Cook has become a central figure in the running game, his patient vision and explosiveness providing a consistent threat against even stout defensive fronts. Cook's ability to hit gaps decisively, adjust to blocks, and turn short gains into significant yardage opens up the field for Josh Allen, who can then exploit defenses vertically and horizontally. Allen's dual-threat capability makes him difficult to contain, as defenders must respect both his arm and his legs. Against Pittsburgh, we saw how Cook's patience and field awareness allowed him to manipulate defenses, turning subtle advantages into impactful plays. This synergy between the run game and Allen's passing creates a balanced and unpredictable offense, challenging Cincinnati's defense to defend every inch of the field. If the Bengals fail to contain Cook early, play-action passing becomes more dangerous, and Allen can capitalize on the spaces created, forcing the defense to make difficult choices on each down. This duality is a hallmark of the Bills' offensive philosophy, emphasizing versatility, adaptability, and the ability to punish teams that cannot commit fully to stopping one aspect of the attack. Before we dive back in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest Buffalo Bills updates straight to your screen. And hey, don't hold back. Let us know your thoughts on today's news down in the comments. Whispers have begun to circulate through the NFL world, and they all point to a brewing storm in Buffalo. The Bills' sideline, usually a picture of discipline under Sean McDermott, seems to be simmering with tension. Sources close to the team suggest that McDermott's patience may have finally worn thin with one of his star players. While specifics remain shrouded in secrecy, the coach's recent public remarks have set the rumor mill ablaze. "It doesn't play with me anymore," McDermott allegedly said, a statement that has sent shockwaves through locker rooms and sports bars alike. The cryptic comment, short yet heavy with implication, has left fans and analysts scrambling for clues. Could this signal a looming trade, or is it more a warning of internal discipline issues? NFL insiders are already speculating that this is not just a routine benching. The phrase, delivered with unmistakable finality, suggests a fracture between leadership and player, one that could reshape the Bills' roster and strategy moving forward. Analysts point out that McDermott is rarely so direct, especially in public forums, making this declaration all the more striking. Meanwhile, the player at the center of the storm has been tight-lipped, fueling even more speculation. Social media channels are flooded with fans dissecting every pass game, every sideline gesture, searching for hints of what could have provoked such a definitive statement. Theories range from contract disputes to attitude clashes and even locker room influence, with each hypothesis gaining traction by the hour. Rival teams are reportedly monitoring the situation closely, aware that a sudden shakeup in Buffalo could open up opportunities for acquisitions or strategic gambles. Though McDermott's comment was brief, its impact is anything but. The phrase has become the latest fodder for sports talk shows, podcasts, and betting forums, with experts debating the potential fallout. Will this player be moved before the trade deadline? Or is this a standoff destined to play out publicly as the season unfolds? For now, the suspense is palpable, and one thing is certain. The Buffalo Bills locker room is the epicenter of NFL intrigue, and every fan is watching closely for the next cryptic word from McDermott. Whispers are swirling through the football world, and it seems the latest spark comes from an unexpected source. Legendary commentator Joe Buck. Known for his poised, professional delivery and decades of high-profile broadcasting, Buck apparently let slip some rather sharp words about the Buffalo Bills during a recent segment. While the exact wording has yet to be confirmed, insiders suggest that Buck's commentary wasn't exactly complimentary, sending fans and analysts into a frenzy trying to decipher whether this was lighthearted criticism, insider insight, or something more pointed. Social media exploded almost instantly. Clips of Buck's remarks began circulating, with fans dissecting every syllable, replaying the segments, and debating the meaning behind his tone. Bills supporters, predictably, were not thrilled. The team has long been a source of pride for Western New York, and any hint of disparagement from a national voice carries weight. Some took to Twitter to defend their squad, while others questioned whether Buck was expressing personal bias or merely reporting his candid observations. Adding fuel to the fire, several sports analysts chimed in, each offering their own interpretation. Was Buck critiquing the team's recent performances, its management, or was he simply indulging in hyperbolic commentary to stir the pot? The ambiguity has kept speculation at a fever pitch. Betting circles, always quick to react to off-field chatter, noted a surge in discussion surrounding the Bills' next moves, as if Buck's words had somehow introduced a new variable into the league's narrative. The rumor mill, however, doesn't stop at just the commentary itself. Some whispers suggest that Buck's remarks might even influence player morale or media coverage heading into upcoming matchups. Teammates have been spotted on social media posting cryptic messages, while insiders hint at the possibility of locker room conversations that could ripple through the rest of the season. Whether these speculations hold any truth remains to be seen, but one thing is certain. Joe Buck's words, however fleeting, have set the Bills community abuzz. At this point, everyone is waiting for a response, either from Buck himself, the team, or the players. Until then, fans are left to parse every clip, tweet, and interview, hoping to uncover the intent behind the now famous remarks. In a sport where rivalries and commentary can carry as much drama as the games themselves, this little spark might just grow into a wildfire of conversation. The question remains, was it just a slip of the tongue, or is there a deeper story hiding behind Buck's unexpected critique of the Bills? Only time, and perhaps more insider chatter, will tell. That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of all things Buffalo Bills, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. See you in the next update.